My name is Amy Lacey, and I'm the Revenue Coordinator here at Radnor Township, and I'm joined today by Bob Tate, our newly hired Assistant Finance Director. Bob, one of your primary responsibilities is the administration of the Act 511 program here at Radnor, and I know Act 511 accounts for about a third of our revenue. So can you explain a little bit about Act 511 and what it entails?
Certainly. Act 511 refers to the Act 511 taxes, or also known as the Local Enabling Tax Act. It was adopted by the state of Pennsylvania on December 31st of 1965. And basically what it did was it empowered cities, townships, boroughs, and school districts to assess and collect certain taxes for general revenue purposes within limitations. There's a variety of taxes under the Local Enabling Tax Act, and here at Radnor we do administer those certain taxes that have been adopted.
Well, what types of taxes are there and who pays them exactly?
Great question. The taxes under the Local Enabling Tax Act commonly covers earned income taxes, local services taxes, occupational privilege taxes. Those are taxes commonly paid by individual taxpayers, the residents. The business taxes are the business privilege tax, mercantile taxes, and also amusement taxes, and the realty transfer taxes.
Now, recently, the Board of Commissioners voted to amend the ordinance. Can you tell me exactly what is changing and how it will affect next year's filing process?
Absolutely. The ordinance change was primarily for the business taxes. Here in Radnor, we have a business privilege tax and a mercantile tax. The good news is, on the individual side, there is no earned income tax adopted here in Radnor Township. It's only the local services tax. So there's no change with respect to local services tax. But the business privilege tax and mercantile tax is a tax imposed on all businesses for the privilege of doing business in Radnor Township. The change was for business privilege tax filers and for mercantile filers very simple. Previously, tax filers had to fill out a license application and pay a license fee at the beginning of each year, and then later in the year file the tax return and pay their taxes. The ordinance change simply combined the license fee in with the tax return. So there's no need to file two separate pieces of paper and send in two checks at different times during the year. So that applies to both. Mercantile tax was a more significant change in that the mercantile tax filing cycle was on a fiscal cycle from July 1 to June 30th. In order to encourage compliance and make it easier for taxpayers, we've now just converted that to a calendar cycle. In order to do that, we had to have a short tax filing year. So July 1, 2012 through December 31, 2012 is the short tax filing year for all of the businesses who file mercantile tax returns. And just to explain, mercantile applies to retailers. So bars, restaurants, convenience stores, grocery stores are subject to a mercantile tax. The business privilege tax applies to essentially everyone else, all the professional services, landlords, those who rent real estate, all other filers. So for mercantile tax filers, we will be converting to a calendar year cycle effective in 2013. So to do that, we have a short tax filing year right now, July 1 to December 31 of 2012.
Excellent. Now, on October 5th, the Finance Department mailed a letter to all businesses within the township outlining these changes along with a revised tax return on the back of the letter. Keep in mind this tax return was a sample and for informational purposes only. You will be mailed an official 2013 tax return during the first quarter of next year. In addition, we will hold 3 public meetings to review and answer any questions pertaining to these changes. The first will be held Thursday, November 8th at 7 a.m. right here in the Township Building in the Radnor Shire Room. The second will be held Wednesday, November 28th at 6 p.m., again, right here in the Township Building. A third will be held in conjunction with the Wayne Business Association, and the date and time of that meeting will be announced later. As always, you can call the Finance Department or visit our website for more information.